Great way to do it is not to talk about yourself. Don't feature your advantage and benefit them to death. Don't talk about your product or your services. Talk about them. Benjamin, typically when we get invited in by telemarketing owners, they're frustrated because they're not in front of enough decision makers often enough. Others are anxious that their sales cycles are taking too long to close. While a few are anxious that while they're getting in front of enough decision makers and they're closing plenty, they're not getting full fees and they're being forced to discount. I don't suppose any of these are relevant in your world, are they?
Yes.
Okay, so what was the approach that we used? Well, I find 3 hooks and I turn them into questions. And I bounce them in your direction because I want to test to see whether or not any of these baited hooks are going to grab your attention. If they do, then what I'm doing is I'm testing that because what I want is permission for another couple of minutes conversation. What I don't want to do is go into a long-winded, detailed explanation of why I think you should buy from me. And leave it all up to you because the decision ultimately must be yours. And your 30-second commercial is one of the quickest and easiest ways to make a lot of money in selling. The first thing is make a point of focusing your questions and focusing your message on the person you're talking to. Tailor every 30-second commercial to that job title, that industry, and then use your wealth of product knowledge and your market understanding to ask great questions. So I asked about getting in front of decision makers. I asked about closing. I asked about discounting. Why? Because I know in my world that that's what my clients are typically struggling with before they invite me in, and you should do the same.